Coach, how's the off season? How much pep in the step have you seen in the kids as compared to this time last year?
These guys have been pretty motivated. It's always kind of a question mark coming off the year that we had. You know, we finished the season 0-10, but you can never tell that if you come to watch a workout or watch these guys condition. They show up every day. They're motivated to work. I mean, these guys, I'd be hard pressed to see anybody outwork these guys. They show up every day. The cool part is they're holding each other accountable to it too. You know, we've set a standard. We spent all last season setting that standard, and we've really had time this off season to really put it into place. And a team is only as good as when the team starts holding each other accountable. And they've really kind of bought into that, holding each other up, and it's really played a big part in just the excitement of this whole off season leading up to August 23rd.
You know, from walking in here today and seeing the kids eating breakfast, a lot of the history you've put on the walls around here, which I know it's a 24/7 job, but has it been surprisingly smooth? You know, kind of jump starting the culture.
Smooth? No, I don't think it's ever smooth. But things slowed way down as soon as that last game was over.
Yeah.
You know, we really had a lot of time to start working on that culture and actually building the program. When we got started in this thing last year, we were kind of at the point in the off season where it's time to start getting things ready, you know, offensively, defensively, special teams wise, just trying to get a team together, more or less. But then when the season was over, we had time to come together as a coaching staff and kind of get in place what we wanted to do, what we wanted this program to be built on, and then presenting it to the kids. And we just kind of we kind of started small with just, you know, a standard, a verbalized standard of what we want done, what our goal is, and how all that is, you know, made up part of the process that leads to what we want. And then bit by bit, we've kind of brought things in. The biggest thing we've done is just getting the alumni and you know, former players, coaches, the students in the school, teachers, cheerleaders, anybody that's been involved with North Greene, we've tried to get them to be a part of this thing. And we've had numerous people come by and speak to the kids, and that really means a lot to them, because they're seeing these people. They know some of them they've never met before in their lives, but they see that they're interested, they're investing in North Greene football, and so that goes a long way with these kids. So you know, that was one big thing we wanted to do, was get the alumni back involved and just displaying the history, like you said, talking about displaying the history of North Greene football throughout the field house. It's something that a lot of people shy away from, because you know there's not a lot of history of success here, but there's been some good football played here. And when you start digging through, you know, the team pictures and talking to the players from the past and the coaches, I mean, there's been a lot of good football played here, and so there's a lot of, you know, things to be proud of and take pride in. And so we're trying to display that on the walls here. We've got the playoff years up. The most recent one being in 2011. I was, you know, fortunate enough to be part of that in my first year here. I don't think I've ever had a better time in my life in that second round playoff game against Oliver Springs here. But and then the Next Level Huskies banner there just behind you there with all of our college players. And we're actually fortunate enough to get to add one to that this year with Cole moving on to Kentucky Christian. And we hope to add to that every year. And the kids that come through here from freshmen on up, they come in and they see this stuff and they're like, hey, I want to be on that one day. I want to be on that playoff list. I want my name up there on that college player list. And it just, you know, every time they come in here, they see things to motivate them. And it gives them something to be excited about being part of North Greene football.
You know, and speaking with the rising sophomore Tyler Sanchez, the co-freshman of the year last year, and who picked up with you he really started in mid-season, but he's got kind of beyond his years composure off the field too. What are some of his tools that you're excited about?
Tyler Sanchez, yeah, he was a co-freshman of the year last year for Region 1 3A, and again, he didn't get his start. He was on the team. I mean, he was, you know, been a part of the program since he started here at high school, but we knew his abilities, we knew what he could do. But anytime you have those freshmen, whether you're, you know, 1A or 6A, you kind of lean the other way when it comes to playing those freshmen a lot, because you never know how they'll respond to under the lights of the game's faster than middle school, things like that. But man, that guy, we knew all along that he could play, but we're trying to hold him back until we all felt comfortable with it. And finally going into the Chucky Dope game, we're like, look, it's time. You know, we've kind of got a spot there. We need to get filled. And so Tyler, we put him in, and I think he goes out that night, Chucky Doke, and I think he gets like 8 or 10 tackles. And from that point on, I mean, every game from that point on, he was involved in the majority of the plays on defense. Looking back, he had a great game against Johnson County, although that's not a game we really played well in from a scoreboard standpoint, but individually, you know, that was a huge game for him. Had finished with a couple sacks, multiple times. I think it was probably another 8 to 10 tackle night game for him. And, you know, playing 5 games and having that kind of vote of confidence to be, you know, co-freshman of the year in the conference says a lot. And, you know, a lot of times people might rest on their laurels when they have a year like that to finish, but Tyler, man, he went right into basketball. After football season was over, he's a multi-sport guy, like what we're trying to get all these guys to do. Went straight into basketball, and then, you know, as soon as basketball was over, he was right back in here lifting the weights, getting bigger, getting faster, getting stronger. I think he's probably added 10 or 15 pounds muscle this off season. He's picked up a couple steps in the 40. We're really excited about him, not just on the linebacker side from last year, but he's going to kind of step into more of a role as a running back too, along with some other guys. But we're really going to kind of give him the ball some out of the backfield and see what he can do with it. I mean, he's low to the ground. He knows how to use his body well. He can make himself skinny at the line of scrimmage. He's just somebody you really like having back there. We're excited to see what he can do.
And Sky, you seem to think he'll be a happy cow, giving more milk, not having to worry about playing quarterback any?
Sky can do whatever you want him to do, from playing quarterback, running back, receiver. I swear, he'd probably play offensive guard if we asked him to, although he probably wouldn't be very happy about it. But he could, and defensive back, outside linebacker, even if we wanted him to. Sky's one of those dudes that he's a football player. Yeah. He just wants to play football, and it's so refreshing to see kids like that, because anymore they're all about, you know, getting that scholarship, getting that notoriety, getting that attention, and it's refreshing to have a guy that just wants to play football. And Sky's got all the ability in the world, and I think he's going to have a chance to go on and play at the next level when the whole thing's said and done. But that's not his focus. He just wants to play ball, and that, you know, wherever that is, he's got great hands. He runs hard with the ball when he has it. He's got good technique when it comes to carrying the football, and as a receiver, he thinks about it from a quarterback perspective for having to play that position in the past, and you know, so you can't really lose with that. He's so good at so many things, and we're going to try to do some things offensively to kind of move him around, and along with some other guys, we've got Ethan Atman too, who was kind of our go-to receiver last year. We've picked up some guys now that we can kind of spread the ball around with Sky, of course, and Ethan. And then Hunter Hill, who's another senior who has really worked hard this offseason. He's added some weight. He's picked up a couple steps. And then Zeke McDonald, who we're very excited about. He's a first-year player for us, coming down the basketball court. Another one of those multi-sport guys we're trying to get more of around here. We've just got a lot of guys out there that we're excited about. And you know, Sky, if you play him as a slot receiver, you can play him at X or Y outside receiver. You can line him up at running back. If you want to do some quarterback run stuff, you can put him back there. He can throw the ball a little bit too. I mean, like I said, he can do anything you ask him to do, and that's nice to have.
And then at the quarterback position, which I guess it's solidifying in the offseason, but are there 1 or 2 other guys that you see having a future at quarterback on the roster?
We've got a couple guys right now that are battling it out. They've been battling it out since the offseason started. J.C. Staten is one. He's the one guy coming back from last year. Although he didn't play quarterback last year, he was a running back, a tight end, an H-back, and a defensive end, inside linebacker. But he's kind of made the switch over to some quarterback this year. He's a bulkier kid. I think he's weighing right at about 215, 220 right now. And he's pretty quick on his feet too for that size. And he throws the mid to deep ball very well, and it's just a matter of getting him in the flow of things, kind of teaching him some throwing mechanics, some technique. We don't really have a whole lot of that where he's not playing a whole lot of quarterback, but he's the type of kid that goes home when he's not here and he works on He's borrowed a couple footballs from here to take home. It's just, you know, he's get extra work in. But we're excited to see what he can do. Along with that, we got Braden Garber, who is another first-year player for us. I think he played a little bit when he was in 8th grade. Got dinged up and hadn't really been back. But we finally got him off the baseball field. He's a pitcher, and I think he plays everywhere else in the baseball field too. But he's another guy we're going to look at playing quarterback. He can run as well, and that's what we're looking for. We're looking for guys that can run and throw. And it's always good to have an extra hat for the defense to worry about. He's come along well. He's reading the field a lot quicker than what we thought he might be able to. He's seeing things pretty quickly, and he's only gotten better. I mean, every day we're down here, he's getting better. And that competition, of course, between him and JC, you know, it makes for a great environment. Those guys, they love working with each other, but they also enjoy the competition part of it too. And they both realize that regardless of the end product, you know, it's going to benefit the team. And the cool part about both of them is if whichever one don't play quarterback, can play running back, they can play receiver. Braden's probably going to even play a little defensive end on the flip side. And so, you know, we've got some multi-spot guys there finding out a quarterback that can be just as well in other spots.
And then lastly, just, you know, as compared to 12 months ago with a year with your hands on the wheel, can you just talk about how much more smoothly things are going for you? And I don't know, just maybe a little less uncertainty or a whole lot less uncertainty than this time last year where you feel like you are with the program?
We feel like that, you know, it is our program now. We've kind of got, you know, everything in that we want as far as the program goes. You know, again, going back to the standard, I keep going back to that because it's the first thing we started with, and kind of everything we do reverts back to that. Whether it's scheme-wise, offense, defense, special teams, whether it's how we practice, how we lift, how our locker room looks, how we wear our cleats, all that, you know, all that stuff kind of goes hand in hand, leading up to, you know, all back to that standard. So we got that set in. We've had some time to get in the weight room. You know, these guys have been going hard since, you know, the end of the season last year, and they don't take it easy on each other. We got some guys that compete against one another. They get in the rack, and one dude gets 250 on the bench press. There's another dude right behind him coming in wanting to get 255 or 265. Or they want to beat each other, and that's a great atmosphere to have in there. We've been able to build that up, and just the camaraderie. I know you guys kind of saw when they were out here taking pictures and stuff. These kids just enjoy being around each other, and I think, you know, part of that probably trickles down from the top. We've got a pretty tight-knit coaching staff.